We are live. Hello. Testing. What am I hearing? You guys are going to have to let me know if... Hello? Still figuring out this StreamYard thing. Let's see if we're live on YouTube. There we are. Let's mute that. All right, I'm just going to assume that this is going to work. Where's that coming from? Let's see. How about that? Where? I don't know. If anybody, you guys will have to let me know if there's an echo, because I feel like there is. Just going to assume YouTube is good. All right. I think there's one more thing I got to do. Who's up in there? Dang. No echo? Dorian. Awesome. Thank you. Is it clear? Like, is it clear like my YouTube videos or podcast clear? Because it's the same mic. Let me know. Oh, that doesn't even have that. Yes, it's good. Okay. I don't know where I'm hearing that. It's like another voice of me in my ear. It's weird. Turn this off. Look at that purpleness. All right. I'm just going to take your word for it that it's good. I don't know how to use StreamYard yet. I've only done it a few times. This camera, it's my work. All right. It's probably just a spook. I'm probably right. So for anybody else who's going to be joining in a minute, I just had this pile of Joes that I went up and I saw a crooked one on my shelf. And I went and touched it, like poked him. And then like all of these guys came flying down. Oh, you can't see it. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Now you can see it. So this is what I was talking about. I went up to my shelf. I poked the one to see if his O-ring was good. And all of these came tumbling down. So I am going to be fielding questions, comments, and then also repairing all these. While I'm doing that, I thought I'd do a live stream. While I'm doing that, I got I don't know what kind of like background noise you guys can hear, but I've got kids in the hall on in the background. There's also an air conditioner running, so you have to let me know if there's too many spookums. But what's going on? What's going on tonight? Dorian is layup. She wake. School. Oh, it's not. It's Friday night. I spent the last. Let me get these guys out of the way. I spent the last 2 days with a massive migraine that just like debilitated me. It was no fun. But it's starting to clear up. I can still feel it hanging around there. Whoa. Tools. So I got my grabbers. I got a little screwdriver. I got a bag of O-rings. G.I. Joe O-rings. Yeah, brain pains. It sucks, man. It's always around the first of the month. I have TMJ and so all my stress is in my jaw. And around the first of the month when rent is due and I never have it, my brain just like turns to garbage. More garbage than it usually is. All right. What's this guy's pants? They're there. Yeah, I could see like you can see people coming and going. They're like, "What's this guy doing?" It's not fun. I don't care. Stop putting your stress in your jaw. Yeah. I don't have a choice. It's just where it goes. Ever since I was a kid, when I was a kid, I used to get lockjaw. My jaw would just lock up and I couldn't open it for like half hour or so. And that kind of stopped luckily. But as I became an adult, turned into this like migraines that are just like, oh, they're the worst. All right, one down. So when you do this, you want to make sure you don't over tighten. It's coming from my phone. You don't want to over tighten that screw in the back and strip it. If you ever strip these guys, you're kind of screwed. The only option you have then is glue, which isn't fun. This is dusty. Look at dusty. I feel like I do need more light. Pink. I don't know if that helps. Hurts or helps. Just don't look directly in the light. All right, Dusty. That's not your gun. Where's Dusty's gun? This is his backpack. Dude. I don't know. His gun's around here somewhere. We'll find it. Is that his gun? Maybe it is his gun. Yeah, it is his gun. It's just missing the do thing. I'm gonna do that. All right, Dusty, get out of here. You're done. All right, one down. Who's next? Beachhead. There's somebody else watching. How's it going tonight, whoever you are? Secret person. Yikes. Anybody, you guys fans of Kids in the Hall? Great show from the 90s. Sketch comedy. All right. Also, I always stretch out these guys, these O-rings. Stretch. Let's scoot over here. Recorded our new episode of Death by Podcast, my horror movie podcast, last night. And let me turn this down a little bit. We did Urban Legends Final Cut from it's called Urban Legends Final Cut from 2000, from the year 2000. Man, what a wretched movie. We knew it was going to be bad because we did the original Urban Legend in season 1 of my podcast. So along with it, we did Underwater. It's a horror movie with Kristen Stewart from 2020. Man, that is an awesome movie. If you haven't seen Underwater, Whether you're a Kristen Stewart fan or not, the movie is phenomenal, and she's actually amazing in it. She's a really good actress. Too bad she got like pigeonholed as whatever that vampire chick thing is. But yeah, Underwater. I highly recommend that movie. It's phenomenal. It's like nonstop. Just like, I'm not even going to tell you what it's about because that would take away from the excitement of it. Give me that. Bitch head. Who's up in here? I see people. Hello, people. All right. 2 down. Beachhead. Beachhead's cool. He's a southerner. I don't know. Is that cool? Repairing Joe's. All these guys fell off my shelf at once. Oh, Beachhead's backpack. This guy's like third in command in G.I. Joe, I think. The first one I did was Dusty for people just joining. This guy's awesome. I remember having this as a kid. He's got that like cloth hair thing. Yeah. All right. Who's next? Let's do get these guys stretched out. I'm gonna do my Storm Shadow because this guy is really expensive. It's like a $200 figure. Just like collapsed. It's one of my favorites when I was a kid. Hope you guys can hear me. If I'm not close enough to the mic or whatever, let me know. Only thing I'm missing on him is his short knife from his backpack. There it is. There's the old O-ring. Snapped in half there. Got your new one. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Arm. Arm. Head. Oop. Head. Screw. Snip, snapped. This guy's awesome. He's like super clean too. Super white, like me. Look at that. Get him his thing. Also, when you put him on these stands with the pegs, see if I can get it. Make sure you don't jam it up into the peg hole, because it can crack the back of the heel there. Who's up in here? Mike Scroy. Mike Scroy. Am I saying that right? I hope I am. He says, new to the hobby. Appreciate your videos. Thanks, man. I haven't made I've got like 4 videos in the works, like not live stream videos. I've just been so like scatterbrained and busy and haven't finished them. I've got like 4 in the works and I need to just pick one and finish it. So hopefully I'll have new videos up this week. I'm hoping to get at least 1 or 2. Well, at least 1. I like to do 1 a week if I can, but it's harder for me, because my projects usually take, you see these guys doing, they recommend if you're YouTubing to do it regularly, like a video a week. And if you're reviewing something, a movie, a book, a toy, or something like that, it's easy to put up multiple videos. Yeah, man. So you get it. It's easy to put up multiple videos if you're not making something. But if you're making something, you got to make the thing and record the video and make it worth watching. So my projects take weeks to finish sometimes. So I can't get videos out as often as I like. I've been trying to get this channel, my channel here, monetized, which really doesn't bring, it's pennies, but it's been 4 years of making videos and I'm still not monetized because I can't get them out consistently. So I don't know. Where's my bag? Yeah. Mike, what kind of videos do you edit? What do you do? What kind of editing do you do? Ask you that. I like video editing. I mean, it's not my favorite thing. It's just so time consuming. Sports and comedy, awesome. Is that like for a living or a side hustle or hobby? There's a lot of guys. I don't know. I guess there are a lot of guys in my like sphere of toys and stuff that somehow manage to get a video out almost every week, and they're like quality. It just blows my mind. Boy Lie Hobby Time. So you do for a living. That's awesome. Boy Lie Hobby Time. That guy is awesome. He does almost a video every week of like a full diorama that he makes. His videos are amazing. I don't know how he does that. My good friend Craftsman, he gets one out almost every week, maybe every 2 weeks, week and a half. Come on, man. What is this thing doing? Hiya. All right, just going in here. Yeah, just time. And I'd rather be putting the time into, actually making stuff rather than making the video. So they all get pushed to the side. Sometimes you got to wiggle these arms in here and the head. They won't set right when you got the body opened, but you can usually finagle them. Craftsman's the best. He is. His videos are amazing. It's been awesome, like watching if you go back and watch his early videos, and just they were still good, but his production quality has just been like, exponentially ramped up over the last like couple years. When he and I first started talking, became friends, and I introduced him to Glyos. I don't know if you're familiar with the Glyos toys. And he put me in his video. It was like this crazy like phenomenon of people flocking to my channel, which was cool, but I didn't have any videos like regularly anyway to show. So that was rough. Did I make a video for Maniac? I did. I have the footage. Yeah. And I actually made like I filmed, I guess a lot of my videos are like showcases, of what I make, and I go through and how I talk about how I made it. But for that one, I did that as well. But I also demonstrated the blood spatter that I did for like the card art. I've got this is one that I ended up tossing or redoing. I redid this one. Is this the first? Yeah, this is the first. I didn't like this. I wanted to redo it because for two reasons. This was the first card. So first of all, I didn't want the hole punch here to go through the title, you know. And then I also, so to do that, I shrunk, like pulled the image down a little bit and shrunk it. So on the new one, which is actually up in the store now at Oh Yeah Comics and Skokie, shrunk this so you see more of Times Square on the sides and around here. And then the hole punch does not go through. And then I added some text around in the corners and stuff. But for the video that I'm making, the blood spatter effect, I demonstrated that in my kitchen. When I did it the first time for this one, I had it right here on my work table, and I was like doing the blood spatter. I was like, oh, that's awesome. It's working great. And about an hour later, I looked up, and every toy project that I had sitting here had little specks of like red paint all over it. So I had to like fix like a dozen things. But anyway, I wanted to redo this too, because if you look at his ear, his eyes would be like right here where my finger is instead of down here. So it doesn't make sense. I don't know. I guess he could be deformed and weird like Jason, but I don't think he is. So I wanted to bring the eyes more in line with the eye line of the ears, which I'm learning how to draw right correctly. So as cool as this one is, it's not right. It's not correct. Anyway, who's this guy? I just fixed him. This is like water viper. No, what's he called? It's not water viper. It's not cobra eel. This is the guy that comes with the manta ray, which is back on my shelf. I forget this dude's name. He's an awesome figure. It's a great helmet, great sculpt there on the helmet. I love tubes. I love when they come with tubes. It's awesome. All right, we're doing this guy next. This is my Cobra Commander. He's in excellent condition, and it's really expensive too. Just want to get him out of the way. He's got his gun in his back. Mike, you saw the video. Cool. Yeah, that was a blast. He emailed me and he was like, do you mind if I put you in the video? And I was like, sure. He like took footage from from my very first video. It was hilarious. He's a good friend. He's like, I don't know, he's helped me out in a lot of ways when I was going through some rough stuff. He's always sending me cool packages with like Tony's seasonings in it. All right. Cobra. I gotta mentally prepare myself for one of these guys to just like crumble in my hands while I'm doing this. I'll start crying. Hiya. This one's gonna be tight. Oh man. So I've been reaching out to people. I won't cry. Not on camera anyway. I've been reaching out to people on the Patreon because we've got episode 100 of the podcast coming up. Crazy, 100. That's insane. Oh my gosh. Buttheads. So episode 100 coming up, and I've been reaching out to people to talk to them about toys. So I've got 2 guests lined up from the Patreon. I'm going to get more. Dorian, I'll put it out to you if you want to be on the podcast. We could set up like a Zoom call. because I know you're in the Patreon, so that'd be cool. Or not. You and Leia could do it together. Have I ever snapped a band into my eye? No, not these guys. One time I was working with a X-Acto knife, and yeah, this guy's nice. Look at that. It's like pristine. One time I was working with an X-Acto knife, like this guy here, and the blades are so brittle, especially at the tip. I was like cutting something, and the very, very tip of the X-Acto knife, like a half a millimeter or whatever, snapped off and flew right into my eye, and it was like resting on my eyelashes, like you could see it hadn't quite gone like into the juice part of your eye yet. And my girlfriend at the time, I was living with her, and I just started screaming like for her to come into the room. And so I got up. She took me into the bathroom, got some tweezers. That's too big. I don't want to jam that in there. Got some tweezers and like so carefully, like, man, there's a movie called Saturn 3 with damn, what's his name? Spartacus. I can't remember his name. Anyway, it's from the late 70s, awesome sci-fi movie where this girl, Farrah Fawcett, she gets a shard of metal in her eye, and the robot comes up and like it's an amazing scene, and it comes up and grabs it with these like tweezers. Same exact thing. I was terrified. I thought I was gonna go blind, but she got it out of my eye. I was just like, oh my God, that's insane. All right, Cobra Commander done. Scoot these guys in so you can see. Yeah, it was terrifying. You gotta be careful. Always wear eye protection. Always. Kirk Douglas, thank you. Jeez, I was gonna say Kurt Russell, and obviously no. But yeah, Saturn 3, man, check that out. It's got Kirk Douglas, Farrah Fawcett, Harvey Keitel, and it's like they're like trapped on a space station or something, and there's this robot that is supposed to, you know, like the operate, like kind of like oversee operations on this space station, and it ends up malfunctioning, and Harvey Keitel like somehow tries to like use it to his advantage, but it's a super terrifying robot and the things that it does. Great sci-fi movie. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 left. We're halfway. You guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out. It's very cool. I see we got more viewers. Feel free to say hi. Is the screw in their backs a Phillips head or a specialty screw? I missed the beginning of the stream. Sorry, dude. It is a Phillips, yes. Right there. I always have, so I have an extra pack of screws just in case. Sometimes you get rusty ones, but if you can help it, it's always good to use the original screws if you can. And even if they get rusty, you know, you can take them out, pop them in some vinegar for a while, and they'll, you can clean them up. If you can use the vintage screws, preserve those, it's better. Airtight, man, this guy, I loved this guy when I was a kid. What else did I do at the beginning? I guess I just said like screws, bag of, I got my bag of O-rings. You can get all this stuff on eBay. Just make sure you get the vintage G.I. Joe stuff, you know, because there's different sized O-rings. And here's the O-ring. You can see where it just splits. They just split. Some of them last longer. The American ones, if you can buy them, couldn't get the screw out, so I didn't want to. Yeah, got to be very careful, man. Like I squeeze the body tight and slowly unscrew it, and I do the same when you're screwing them back, and you can feel it. You know, as soon as it starts to like catch, you want to stop when you're tightening it back up. But if you can buy the American O-rings, they last longer. The ones from China are very cheap. So yeah, where's my okay? And even even though like I stretch them all out before I put them in with these pliers or whatever. Even though you're doing that, it's still, you never know how long they're gonna last. But my display, I think it's still in my story. If you check out on Instagram, my account, Mom Gave Them Away. That's my 80s account. And I posted it in my story, just the mess that these guys that happened when I discovered them. There was just one, I forget who it was, and you could tell he was like slouched over. I was like, oh, he needs a new O-ring. Oh, it was Lifeline here. Lifeline? Yeah. I could tell he was slouched over. I poked him and he just fell and took like half the display with him. But it turned out that 10 of these guys needed new O-rings. So all the ones that needed O-rings just ended up like crashing to the floor. It was ridiculous. As much as I love G.I. Joe, and I loved G.I. Joe, these vintage G.I. Joes as a kid, they're really terribly designed. The O-ring is, and there's a lot of toys that used O-rings from the 80s. I'm glad we moved on from it because, and it's not a very what you call, where's my guy? Oh, okay, there we go. It's not a very like long lasting design. Obviously you got to keep doing this. And before people started making extra O-rings, then we all just had piles of these broken figures lying around in our collections. And then people started manufacturing them so that we could replace them. So yeah, there's better ways. The best out of the 80s, the best designed figures were, in my opinion, the Kenner Star Wars, or even Mask. Anything Kenner did was usually really good. The 5 POA, I like the articulation in G.I. Joes. It's cool to have, but I don't need that. 5 POA figures, practical. There's the word. Oh man, it feels like this guy's stripped. Hold on. No. All right, he's good. Yeah, 5 POA is my favorite. If I have the choice between a super articulated figure or a 5 POA, I usually go 5 POA. But Joes are awesome. These designs, G.I. Joe designs, man, get out of here. It's the best. Look at that. I mean, airtight. He's like this, just the colorway, the green and the yellow, that helmet, so cool. And every time I pick one of these up, I can remember like playing, specific memories pop into my head from when I was a kid. I'm super nostalgic that way. All right, Rakondo. This is the newest one that I got. I haven't bought a new G.I. Joe in many months, if not a year. But Rakondo was one of the last ones that I got, so I'm surprised he already needs a new O-ring. Great for kit bashing, yeah, absolutely. You talking about Kenner stuff? Yeah, I've got a whole like crew of kit bashed Kenner Star Wars stuff that I've been wanting to like finish. Just so many things going on in my life at once. Crotch, where you at? Yeah. Imagine if, well, that's the cool part of, I don't know if you've seen like the Super 7 stuff, G.I. Joes that they've been making. I've got a couple right here. So like these 5 POA Super 7 G.I. Joe reaction figures, these are amazing. I wish that these original Joes were like this. That would have been so cool. And I've only got a few. You know, I'm a big vintage guy. I'd rather have the vintage stuff, as frustrating as this is. But man, they nailed it on those. Super 7 is maybe my favorite toy company right now. Yeah, they're super cool. I got Snake Eyes. I've got 2 Snake Eyes. I got the old school one too. He's up there. Firefly, which I guess this is how he looked in the comic with the blue instead of the gray. And then Major Blood. One of my friends on Patreon sent me a package that had a bunch of stuff in it. And these 3 guys were in it. That's so cool. Oh man, there goes Bunch. You missed the MF Doom figure. MF Doom figure. Why am I blanking on that? Doom. Dr. Doom? Oh. Gotcha. Get in there. Yeah, the reaction figures are really, really hard to pass on. They just solicited Trash, and I forget her boyfriend's name from Return of the Living Dead. The zombie figures from, it's like from the poster. Man, they look so good. And the card art is like straight from the movie poster. Oh, that's cool. I don't know them. All right. Woo! Getting tired. I need my coffee. Hold on. Let me super. Oh. I don't know what that was. Just had a mini stroke or something. All right. 3 more. Get off here. There we go. Looks like I'm missing 1 stand. I don't really like gravitate towards like the real people Super 7 figures. Well, that's not true. Yeah. I just, who do I have up here? I got Snake Eyes. I don't know. There's a bunch of cool ones. I mean, if I had the money, I'd buy them all, I guess. Have you guys gotten into Super 7s? Yeah. Where is he? He's been going to bed early. Like he's over in his bed, like his bed. It's crazy. Super 7 has their own in-house original toy lines, the worst, and now they've got the weirdest. They're really cool designs. Like they're like horror mashups. And I actually drew, where's my sketchbook? I drew a couple of designs that I was going to pitch to them. Maybe I'll give you guys like a sneak peek if you want of one of them. Yeah, the worst is cool. There's like a Frankenstein. It's like a ghost Frankenstein. That's my favorite one. Check out the weirdest or the weird. I forget what it is. They're more like urban legendy kind of mythos mashups, like Sasquatch. What's it? Trash Squatch, I think, is one of them. He's like a trash can with Sasquatch limbs. Trash Squatch. I don't like saying that. It's weird. Man, get over here. Like a balancing act. Doc. This guy's awesome. This guy's awesome in the cartoon. He's got those sunglasses. It's like he's just too cool. It's awesome. So here's one you can tell the screw is definitely rusted. I'm just going to remember that and come back to it later I don't have vinegar right now and I don't want to just leave him. So I'll come back to it. Still got good. Yeah, there we go. Still in good shape. All right, Doc. Where's your stuff? I don't know. Remember, don't jam them down on the pegs. You could crack their heel. All right. This guy that we'll save him for last. He's a punk. This guy's still in one piece, but I can feel and you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but his O-ring in there is all eaten up. It's like disintegrating. I don't know if I can get more light on it. Can't. It's not happening. Anyway, he felt loose. I can just pull him apart. Ready? Boom. Because his O-ring is just like deteriorating. It's junk. What does vinegar do to rust? It helps. It cleans it up, gets it off, gets the rust off. So you let the screws sit in vinegar for, I don't know, an hour or two, and then you can get an old toothbrush, clean them up. Just make sure you dry them really good, otherwise they can rust again. Big Boa. This guy's awesome. This is one of my favorite designs. So funny thing about Big Boa, this was supposed to be a Rocky action figure, and they were going to put Rocky into the character of Rocky into the G.I. Joe line as like kind of like Sergeant Slaughter. You know, he started out as a wrestler. They ended up putting Refrigerator Perry in there, all those guys. But they wanted to do a Rocky Balboa figure. And something happened. I think Stallone sold his rights to Coleco, and they ended up making Rocky figures over there or something. But which is a very small toy line, not nearly as big as G.I. Joe, but he thought it was a better move. So when they had already gotten the figure like kind of going, but he decided to not be a part of it. So they changed, instead of Rocky Balboa, they made this Big Boa figure, who's the guy, he supposedly trains all the Cobra fighters. And he's super, super dope because he, like his musculature is way different than your typical figure. He's way chunkier and beefier, and he's just, dude, this helmet, I love it so much. It's one of the coolest helmet designs in like toy history ever. He's really thick. His like body is like, you can just feel that he was supposed to be it makes sense that he was supposed to be like a Rocky figure. He's such a cool design. Look at that. Look at that helmet. Yeah, you can like research the full story on that. So awesome. And his gloves come off. Watch, I'll get it off and it'll break his hand. Yeah, super cool. And he comes with like the boxing stick. I think that's the actual word. It's called boxing stick. I think his stand is over there with his boxing stick, so I'm gonna lay him down. And then here's the dude that started it all, this punk falling off the shelf, knocking everybody down. Glad he did, though. I wouldn't have known that all these guys needed to be switched out. I probably do this once every like 4 to 6 months, I would say. Just kind of like go through and poke all my G.I. Joes and see who falls over. It's funny, all these people who collect them on card, like the vintage ones, the majority of them, I would say, are just a pile of body parts inside the plastic bubble. And you're paying like, hundreds of dollars for a vintage carded G.I. Joe figure, but it's just a pile of parts. It's kind of silly. This guy's difficult. He's being difficult. All right. There we go. Let's get that backpack off. Tubes. G.I. Joe's had lots of tubes. Slowly unscrew. You don't want to do anything too fast. Crack these guys. One of my favorite color palettes of toys or anything is the red and white sort of rescue EMT design. Look at that. He's got like a massive gun for a medic. I love medics in all the toy lines. If I ever see a medic, I usually grab it just because something about the red and white is just really cool. Mix a little gray in there. It's perfect. This guy's extra cool because his glasses are green. That goes really well with the red and white palette. That would be hilarious to see in a collection. What, the Stallone? Perfect. This guy's really happy. Can you see his face? He's got a smile. All right. Mask. Should we put his mask on first? Boom. 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 Backpack. Where does this plug in? Where does it plug in? Maybe it's not his mask. What? How's there no plug? Maybe it's not his mask. Is it not his mask? I don't know. Oh, it plugs into his it plug into this? No? That's weird. Why is he wearing this mask? Hey, this unhooks. Let's look and see what's inside. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that briefcase. Oh yeah, the carded Joes, yeah. Look at that briefcase. It's pretty cool. Why is he wearing this mask with the hose if it doesn't plug in anywhere? How am I missing that? Anyway, I must have just had it like this. I probably just thought it looked cool. Had an extra mask from something. He's got like a giant 9mm. That's crazy. Boom. Look at that. Project Joe ring. Project Joe ring. All right. I was going to show you guys real quick. I was going to give you a sneak peek for hanging out, which I really appreciate. Here's my sketchbook. Hold on. I think it's in this sketchbook. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Don't tell anybody this, even though it's going to be a public video. Butch Teeth Spring. Look at that. That's one of my ideas. I'm going to pitch to Super 7. So stupid. What else is in here? Anything else good? Pac-Man. Pac-Man's in there. I'm working on circles. Circles are really hard, or spheres. Circles are fine. Spheres are really hard to get across, and it's all about shading. You know, you get your circle, and then you got the lighter on this side, the darker on this side. Kind of gives it dimension. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hopefully they love it and they'll make a figure of it. Check out those worst, or not the worst, the weirdest, and he kind of fits right in with them. Been working on eyes. Some of the best eyes that I think is one of the best cartoons that I've drawn. Right there, that's Egum. Mooj is getting there. I don't know why I can't nail Mooj. You think I would? I'd have her done better than Egum because I've been drawing her longer, but something I'm not happy with. I think it's the shape of her head needs to be bigger. Messing with eyes. Anyway, I choose Batman. Sucks. Batman's dad. Oh, here, Dorian, you'll know who this is. Definitely look up Czarface. I will. Robot skeleton looking character. Cool. I'll definitely look up Czarface. Dorian, you know who this is. Orange Kid, hot dogs from the shop. Question. And there's all his hot dogs falling on the table. He's got Pops in his hand. He's got Pops 4 hands. I'm going to send that to him. What else is in here? There's a robot, marker bucket robot. There's a can robot. Anyway, I think I'll stop right there. You guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Anybody else who watches this later, thanks for watching. I'm going to post this on the channel right now once I get a thumbnail done. But yeah, any last questions or anything before I sign off? GI Joes are fun, even though they're a pain in the butt. I love the designs. Check out what else? Find me on Instagram, just Adam Crohn. Everything's been changed from AC Toy Design to Adam Crohn, just my name, because I've started incorporating Adam Crohn social handle across the board on Twitter, Instagram. I don't really tweet that much, but Instagram, YouTube, patreon.com/Adam Crohn. If you want to join that, support the channel. Other than that, I think that's all I got. You guys, Friday night, it's midnight. Don't eat. It's 12:06. Don't eat. You'll turn into a gremlin. Okay. Or eat if you want to be a gremlin. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here. Be safe. Stay cool. It's going to be hot tomorrow. Adios.